Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's Beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Dark City Brewing Company. They're out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. I think that's where the boss, Bruce Springsteen's from. This is a barley wine coming in at 9.6%, 36 IBUs written on the can. Nothing written on the bottom of the can from these guys. This is a big 16 ouncer that Rico has sent me. The note he sent with me, 1871 barley wine style ale, no date, but he says it was canned during the last week of September. So October, November, December, January, February. Today is the 23rd of February, so right at 5 months old. But it's a barley wine at 9.6%. This should sell it very well, guys. There's no reason why you should have to rush to drink this. Probably another reason why they don't feel it's necessary to put a date or anything on it. He also says here, said he bought it a few days ago then, comes in a 4-pack. So, it doesn't say what he paid for the beer. I wouldn't imagine it's too cheap, being a 9% barley wine, but sometimes they're reasonable when they're in a 4-pack. You can get these for around $10. I don't know what he paid for it, so it may be up to the $15 range, being that big of an alcohol beer in the barley wine. But it's not a barrel-aged beer or anything, so, but it's still something you could sell if you so choose to, and we have sold it for a while now. I have no commercial description written on this one, guys, so we're going to jump straight over and let me tell you what the food pairings are for this beer while I get the cap opened up. Says here, cheeses are sharp blue cheddar, your stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger, and it's coming out of the top of the can already. Nice carbonation on it. Says general dessert digestive. So there is no meat pairings. Yeah, it's fairly carbonated, guys. You can see it coming out of the can, and we've already got about a finger of head on that slight pour. So I better ease off on pouring this. Fairly well carbonated here, guys. Glass right a pint, Becker 9 tumbler mug snifter. I'm using my favorite snifter. And it says here can be cellar for long periods. This is very carbonated, guys. Pour this very, very gently. I'm already got up to about a finger and a half, 2 fingers of head already on this one. It's a very cola-esque color coming out. That's about all we can get in the glass. Good 2 fingers of head on that very easy pour. It is a mahogany cola colored. Not getting a lot of light up here, but I can see light right through the bottom of the glass here on the solid beer glass. Yep, can see right through the thin part of the glass. So, very good looking beer for a barley wine. Let's get a nose to it. Rich roasted malt, hints of caramel and toffee, maybe a little brown sugar. Not a super sweetness on the back end like a lot of barley wines are. I do detect some hot presence. I mean, there's a slight citrusiness to the beer. Not getting any dark fruit or anything on the nose. Well, let's see where it ends up. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Not as sweet as your typical barley wine. There is a A little bit of a stronger bitterness to the back end of this beer. Very unusual for a barley wine. They're usually very sweet on the back end. This one, not so much. They've used a considerable amount of bittering hops on this one to have that little bit of a twang on the back end of it instead of having that big sweetness. To me, just my silly little humble opinion, they probably could use a little bit of lactose in this to get a little bit more sweetness to the back end. Not as sweet as your typical barley wine. A lot of carbonation on this beer. Kind of effervescent on the tongue like champagne. A little, in my opinion, a little bit over-carbonated. And it's been in the refrigerator ever since I got it from Rico. So it hadn't been sitting in the closet where the yeast could continue to work and get more carbonated. It has been chilled since I got it. I want to get the last little bit in there. See if anything changes. It didn't look like there was a lot of junk or anything coming out of the bottom of the can or anything. Looked about pretty much like it did when I poured it in there. It may be a slight bit cloudier down here, so. Well, not standing out to be an outstanding beer. Standing out to be outstanding. Yeah. But let's let it warm up. It's right out of the fridge. We'll give her a taste 2 or 3 and go out and maybe pop on a little cigar stogie while I'm sipping on this and see where it ends up. Right now, I'm not super impressed. Alcohol is very well hidden for something that's almost a 10% beer, but a little bit more bite on the back end of it than your typical barley wine has. Well, let's let it warm up and see what happens. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. Got this a little up here. Been sitting on about 30 minutes or so. If you like your barley wines without that big sweet back end, this may be one you would like to try. To me, it's very one-dimensional. I've used that on yesterday's beer review also. It doesn't have a whole lot going on. There is some toffee and caramel, maybe a little bit of brown sugar, but not much. It doesn't have a very big sweet back end. In my humble opinion, they should have used a little lactose or a little less bittering hops on this. And on top of that, being as carbonated as it was, I think they probably could have left it in the bright tank another week before they canned this beer, because it is fairly well carbonated, a little over carbonated in my opinion. If I'd have poured this directly down the center, I'd have had 4 or 5 fingers of head on that pour. So for almost a 10%er, it is heavily carbonated. I will say that. And like I said, a little bit lacking on the sweetness on this beer for a barley wine. But if you don't like that big sweetness, this may be a good one to try. And don't think that they're a very big brewery out of New Jersey because it has no dating on it. And on top of that, I couldn't find any ratings from Beer Advocate or Rate Beer on this beer. So, and it's already 5 months old. So not a lot of people have commented on this beer. So evidently not a lot of people, unless they're in that area, can get their hands on it. So, but an enjoyable beer on top of that. Like I said, the alcohol is very well hidden for an almost a 10%er. So it is a well-made beer. But a little overcarbonated and a little one-dimensional to me. So let's do the final chug here. And it does have a little bit more of a hop presence than your typical barley wine does. I am getting a little bit of hop profile on that, even though it's 5 months old. I can just imagine what this would have been 1 month in the can, how much hop presence it would have had. And maybe it may have been a little less carbonated, but I've kept it in the refrigerator since I've got it, so I don't think the yeast has kept working, but the yeast is probably still active to be that carbonated. Well, this is something you would probably want to put in a refrigerator or something to ease that carbonation and that yeast keep working If I'd have got this and stuck it in the closet for 5 months and then put it in the refrigerator, it would have probably even been more carbonated than that. So, final chug. Decent beer, but not outstanding to me, guys. It really isn't. It's a little lackluster for almost a 10% barley wine. I like mine a little sweeter than this. Some of you may not. So if you don't like that big sweetness, this probably would be a good one to give it a try if you can get your hands on it. Especially if you're up in the New Jersey area, guys. So decent, but not outstanding. I don't think it's an A beer, guys, and I'm going to grade it accordingly. I think it's a B beer, and that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at 85, right down the middle of the road there in the B category. So, and like I said earlier, Beer Advocate has no ratings. They don't have 10 people that have commented on this beer to give a rating. And Beer Advocate's the same way. They have no score, so 10 people haven't commented there to give it a rating. So for our final check-in, we're going to Untapped. They have it at 3.7, which is between their B and their B plus category. So it's a B beer to me, guys, and a B beer to these guys too. So if you've had this one from Dark City Brewing, this is their barley wine, their 1871. Let me know what you think, guys. I've had some better beers than this from these guys. So I think this needs a little work to be a top-notch beer. Just my opinion, though. All right, if you've had, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's take something out of the fridge. See you then.